Hey, what's going on? It's been a while. A lot of things have happened. Um, I'm a comedian. I had went to see Kevin on stage in the slightly problematic comedy tour that he was doing with that chick Angel, and to hear more at the Helium Club uh, here in Philadelphia. And not exactly sure how it happened, but had a great time at the show. Bought some merch. Love those guys. I ended up, I guess, being sent an email from the club's, website, and they mentioned that they were hosting comedy classes, and I said comedy classes. I had never heard of comedy classes before then, but apparently this is something that they've been doing for years, and they're not the only ones. But I didn't know that until much later. 6 week course. Had a little entrance fee to pay. Uh, I'm not really sure what happened exactly because I have been, following comedians for years. Kevin Stage since like 2014. I always loved comedy, but watching comedy, did have a respect for their artistry, the things that they did, and I did enjoy seeing them off stage as well as on stage. It was nice to be able to see, get a chance to see someone live a couple of times. It was only twice. Um, it's an experience. Seeing them on your social media platforms or their web series and things like that, just doing funny things, or even being mentioned in the news, like Tony Baker was one time, and Kevin on Stage was on a cooking show once. Just all this stuff from their material, having a social media platform and having a following. It was nice, but I'm not really sure what happened exactly. I made the connection between just being like a fan of comedy and then signing up for classes. I signed up for classes with local comedian Chip Chantry, who was teaching the class. And I guess I just fell in love. Maybe I'll always love comedy. I don't know, but I never once thought about performing comedy. Class was fun. Met some great guys. Started going out to open mics after the class. We had a graduation ceremony where we had to do 5 minutes on stage. Basically, all the material we've accumulated or may have previously had. I didn't have nothing because I wasn't a comedian before then. And put it all together. Found out how to craft jokes. A lot of tips, a lot of good advice, things to help me hone in on how to write and how to get to the funny, essentially. And I don't know what to say. I mean, I just fell in love with it. I got up on that stage for the graduation ceremony. I did my 5 minutes, and I'm sure a lot of people who I guess have been on stage uh, probably can attest to this feeling of just feeling like hooked, getting that laugh and that reaction, and just being like, wow, I've searched something out that I feel is funny. I crafted and worded a certain kind of way to see if it can appeal to different people other than myself. And when you get that response, it's such a validation that, okay, not only do I think it's funny, someone else thinks this is funny. Making it funny, it is funny. Now, right now, I'm pretty much in the phase of I'm writing using the tools that I learned from Chip and a couple of Chip's friends, Blake and Mary Brzezinski, and just practicing, going out to open mics, practicing. I mean, I'm hoping that at some point I could, advance. Just like trying to get put on is what the big thing is, and it's like it's not as easy as some people may think. And it does take a long time. And I literally graduated last month, so but I'm dedicated, and I want to see this thing through. I want to see how far I can go in this new journey. It's it's crazy, and I don't usually use that word to describe the euphoric feeling of excitement and something new, but sometimes it just comes down to I can't explain it, so it's crazy. Uh, it's exciting. I'm honored and humbled to share the stages of people who I consider, legends in comedy. Maybe one day I get to meet these guys, which would be crazy. But right now, I'm doing open mics. I'm writing my material, trying to practice, hone it, get tighter, working on delivery and things like that. Getting to the funny, knowing the punchlines, and just getting the rhythm. Getting that rhythm down is so important. Creating premises and things of that nature. Um, and hopefully seeing where I will be in the next 5 years. It's I know it sounds wild to start a new career, especially when you're older. I'm married, I have a daughter, and it's it's a gamble. I can honestly say it's a gamble. Um, though, in all honesty, I kind of felt like I was being led to this unwillingly, but we'll see how it turns out. Sorry it took so long. Um, Still kind of in shock, even though it's been like several weeks. It's just amazing how your life just kind of turns, and it's just like, and you're just there now. I've always known that I wanted to do something in a field that utilizes speech and talking to people, being on stage. I never saw comedy though coming, you know. I mean, I thought about maybe I was going to be a life coach or maybe a minister or something like that, something that involves talking to a lot of people. Comedy was not on my radar at all, and I do thank God for that because it's kind of how God works. He has His own plans, and it always kind of interrupts what you think you should be doing or where you should be going. But comedy, honestly, is art, and it's like a format to where you get to use everything you've ever learned in your life. There's nothing that you can't utilize in comedy, and that's very unique for a career, you know. So I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited too. Grogu's excited, right, Grogu? All right. Talk to you later.